Over 60 people are dead. Hundreds of thousands just lost power. And the worst part, it's not over yet. Right now, a massive winter storm is tearing across the United States like nothing we've seen in years. And here's the thing that's really freaking people out: the polar vortex is shifting. And nobody knows exactly what's coming next. All right, let's break this whole thing down, because there's a ton of misinformation floating around, and y'all deserve the real picture. So here's what actually happened over the past week or so. A brutal winter storm rolled across the country, hitting areas that honestly aren't built for this kind of cold. We're talking freezing rain, heavy snow, and temperatures dropping way below what's normal, stretching all the way from Texas up through the Northeast. And I'm not just talking about a little dusting of snow. Some parts of Tennessee, Mississippi, and the Carolinas got absolutely slammed with ice storms. Roads turned into skating rinks overnight. Highways were shut down. And in some areas, you literally could not drive anywhere safely. Now here's where it gets really serious. At least 60 to 80 people have lost their lives because of this storm, and that number could still go up. Some folks died from hypothermia, some from car accidents on icy roads, and tragically, some from carbon monoxide poisoning because they were using generators or gas heaters indoors. And look, I've seen some posts online claiming the death toll is over 100, but as of right now, officials haven't confirmed that. We gotta be careful with those numbers, because spreading unverified stuff doesn't help anyone. It just causes more panic. But make no mistake, 60 to 80 deaths is still devastating. And every single one of those is someone's family member who didn't come home. Now let's talk about the power situation. Because honestly, this might be the part that's affecting the most people right now. Hundreds of thousands of customers across multiple states lost electricity. And for some, it's been days, not hours. Days without power. Think about that for a second. No heat, no lights, your phone's dying, your pipes are freezing, and you've got no idea when the power's coming back. The southern states got hit especially hard because a lot of their infrastructure just wasn't designed to handle this kind of ice and freezing rain. When heavy ice builds up on power lines and tree branches, things start snapping and falling. And that's exactly what happened all across the region. Utility crews are working around the clock. But here's the problem: when you've got damage spread across hundreds of miles, it takes time to fix. And for the folks who are still sitting in the dark right now, I really feel for you. That is a rough situation, especially with kids or elderly family members at home. Okay, now I want to address something that's been blowing up online, because I keep seeing these wild claims, and I think it's important we set the record straight. Some people are saying temperatures in the Northeast hit negative 55 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about negative 48 Celsius for anyone outside the US. And look, I get why that number is scary. Negative 55 sounds absolutely insane. But let's actually check the facts here. No major weather service has confirmed temperatures anywhere near negative 55 in any populated area of the Northeast. That's just not what the official data shows. Now, has it been brutally cold? Absolutely. We're talking real temperatures in the negative 20 to negative 30 range in some places, which is already extremely dangerous. At those temperatures, frostbite can set in within minutes on exposed skin. So please, if you're in one of those areas, do not mess around with this cold. The negative 55 number might come from wind chill readings in very remote areas. Or honestly, it could just be someone exaggerating online, which happens a lot during these events. But here's what matters. You don't need it to be negative 55 for this to be life-threatening, because negative 20 will absolutely kill you if you're not prepared. So let's not get caught up in the hype numbers. The real numbers are bad enough, and the danger is 100% real without any exaggeration. All right, so the big question everyone's asking is, why is this happening? And is this normal? The short answer is the polar vortex. And if you've heard that term thrown around but aren't totally sure what it means, let me break it down real quick. Basically, there's this massive band of cold air that normally stays locked up around the Arctic, spinning in a circle and minding its own business up there. But sometimes, that vortex gets disrupted. It wobbles, stretches out, and when that happens, all that freezing Arctic air comes pouring down into the lower latitudes. And that's basically what's going on right now. The polar vortex got knocked off balance, and the United States is catching the brunt of it. Now, some folks online are claiming the vortex has completely split in two, which would be a really extreme event if it were true. But according to the latest meteorological data, it hasn't fully split. It's more like it's been stretched and deformed, which still sends major cold blasts our way. The tricky part is that when the vortex is in this unstable state, we can get hit with wave after wave of cold, not just one and done. And that's exactly what forecasters are watching right now. The concern is that this isn't a one-time event, but more of an ongoing pattern for the next couple of weeks. So if you thought this storm was bad, buckle up, because there could be more rounds of extreme cold heading our way before things settle down. Now let's get into the specific forecasts for some major cities, because I know that's what a lot of you want to hear about right now. Starting with New York City. If you're in the 5 boroughs, expect temperatures to stay well below freezing for at least the next 7 to 10 days. Overnight lows could dip into the single digits, and with wind chill, it's going to feel like -10 to -15 out there. So layer up for real. If you're commuting, give yourself extra time, because black ice is going to be a major issue on roads, bridges, and overpasses, especially in the mornings. Moving down to Chicago, honestly. Chicago kind of lives for this stuff, but even by Windy City standards, this is rough. Actual air temperatures are expected to hover around -10 to -15, and wind chills could push it to -30 or below. If you're in Chi-Town, please check on your neighbors, especially anyone who lives alone or might not have proper heating. This is no joke. Now for Atlanta, and this is the one that really concerns me, because Atlanta is not a city that handles ice well at all. Forecasters are warning of another possible round of freezing rain in the metro area. And if you remember what happened the last time Atlanta got iced over, it was chaos. The road infrastructure down there just isn't equipped for it, and there aren't enough salt trucks to keep up. So stay home if you possibly can. Dallas and Houston, y'all got hit hard. And I know a lot of folks in Texas are having flashbacks to that 2021 winter storm. The good news is the grid seems to be holding better this time around, but temperatures are still way colder than what's typical. So keep your faucets dripping to prevent frozen pipes. And if you're in the rural parts of Texas, please make sure you've got enough supplies to ride this out, because it could be a while before everything's back to normal. Up in Boston, and across New England, you guys are used to cold winters, but this is next level even for you. Heavy snowfall is expected to continue, and some models are showing another 8 to 12 inches in parts of Massachusetts and Connecticut over the next few days. If you've got a flat roof or an older home, keep an eye on snow accumulation up there, because roof collapses become a real risk when it piles up. Minneapolis and the upper Midwest. Honestly, I don't even know what to say to you guys, because you're dealing with some of the coldest air in the entire country right now. We're talking actual air temps of -20 to -30, with wind chills approaching -50. In some spots, that is genuinely dangerous. Schools are closed, businesses are shut down, and health officials are begging people to just stay inside unless it's absolutely unavoidable to go out. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Drop a comment and let me know where you're watching from and what it's like in your area right now. Are the roads clear where you are, or is it a total mess? Have you lost power? And if so, for how long? I genuinely want to know. And if there's a specific city or region you want me to cover in the next update, leave it in the comments because I'll try to include it. All right, let's talk about some real, practical stuff, because knowing the facts is great, but knowing what to do about it is what actually keeps you safe. Number 1, if you still have power, fill up your bathtubs with water right now, because if the pipes freeze or the water system goes down, you'll be glad you did. Number 2, do not use your gas stove or oven as a heater, and do not run a generator inside your house or garage, even with the door open. Carbon monoxide is odorless and invisible, and it's already killed people during this storm. This is not something to take chances with. Number 3, check on your elderly neighbors and anyone who might be vulnerable, because people die in these events not from the cold itself, but from being alone and unable to get help. Number 4, keep your phone charged and have a battery pack ready, because if you need to call 911 and your phone is dead, you're in serious trouble. And number 5, If you're driving and absolutely have to be on the road, keep a blanket, water, snacks, and a flashlight in your car. Because if you slide off the road, help might not come quickly. Now look, I know this whole situation is stressful, and I know a lot of you are tired of hearing bad news. I get it. But the reality is that this storm system isn't done yet, and the polar vortex is still in an unstable pattern, which means more cold blasts are likely in the coming days. Forecasters say we probably won't see a real warm-up until at least mid to late February for most of the country, so we've got to stay prepared. The silver lining, if there is one, is that each round of cold seems to be a little less severe than the first hit, so things should gradually improve. But gradually is the key word there. Don't let your guard down just because you see one day with slightly higher temperatures. Before I wrap up, I want to say something real quick. If you know anyone who's still without power or who's stuck in a dangerous situation, please share this video with them. Not for the views, not for the algorithm, but because the practical safety info in here could genuinely help someone make it through this. Also, smash that like button if you made it this far, and subscribe if you want me to keep doing these storm updates, because I'll be posting new ones as the situation develops. Tell me in the comments, what's the coldest temperature you've ever experienced? And did anything in this video surprise you? I'm curious. All right, everybody, stay warm, stay safe, keep those faucets dripping, check on your people, and I'll catch you in the next one with an update. Remember, the cold doesn't care how tough you think you are, so respect it, prepare for it, and look out for each other. Peace out, stay safe, and I'll see you real soon.